So, Shirin, we know that finding the right trusted advisors is a best practice when planning for an exit. So my question to you would be, did you use any trusted advisors, whether it be investment bankers, accountants, other legal advisors in the process? And if so, did it pay off?
Absolutely. We use them all. Accountants, tax accountants, attorneys, investment bankers. We even brought in consultants to help us understand the industry, the data in the industry, our reputation within the industry. And we did take 2 years before we decided to land on the right partner. It's very important. We knew we're entrepreneurs. We understood our space. We knew how to grow our company. But we also knew what we didn't know. We were not in the world of creating transactions, knowing the right connections, negotiating the right way. So with all of that in mind, we thought we were going to get the best help we can possibly get. Even though we're audited every year, we had a robust accounting system. To your point, we still had EY do our quality of earnings review. Why that's important is that, one, it gets your house in order, but also it helps position the company appropriately. They were able to call out potential concerns ahead of time, getting us to prepare for what maybe an investor and a buyer be looking at. As an example, this is 2015. One of the topics they brought up was, how did you fare during the Great Recession? Now, we had the data. We knew we did well. But we weren't yet ready to present the data in a fashion, in a light that would be helpful to the buyers. By going through that practice, we were ready, we could set the stage, and therefore we could find an opening with investors that may not have looked at us initially because we were in home improvement, and that's considered volatile in recession times. So it was, one, helpful to focus us, but also created an opportunity for us to present our case to more folks. And lastly, they helped us negotiate. So one would think, this is my price. If I hire all these advisors, it's that price minus what I paid those advisors. In reality, if you get the right advisors in place, the right investment bankers to negotiate on your behalf, the price is not that price. It's going to be substantially higher because they have a larger network. They know how to present the case. And when it comes to negotiating, especially if you're going to stay on board, and that I did, you don't want to be negotiating with your potential partners. You want somebody else to be the bad guy to step in the middle and negotiate. So yes, it paid off, and we used it in all of our transactions.
Thank you so much. And Joe, same question for you.
I would say absolutely. I think you got to look both at external advisors and internal. You know, when I was super lucky. I had an internal team that was super strong. I had a very, very good CFO in my business. I think as you start preparing to sell your business, you got to look around the team that surrounds you, particularly when you're a CEO of a business. You got to look at your key people that are advisors to you and say, is that team strong enough to take it through a process? Now, if you have the run-up, you know, you got to make the necessary corrections because those people are going to be super valuable to you in that process of taking your company out to sell. And then on the other side, yeah, I always had good law firms, you know, helping us do transactions. I think good lawyers bring a lot of value to the equation. I think they open your eyes to things that you're not going to think through. You know, I knew how to run my business, but I'm not a lawyer. I didn't know how to weave my way through a set of documents. So you got to have both. You got to have good internal people, and you got to have outside advisors.
Thank you, Joe.